Welcome back to our online science classes, and let's start a new lesson today. Name of the lesson is sound. We know we are living in an ocean of sound. That means from morning to night we hear different types of sound. Am I correct? Morning you may be getting up from the bed by hearing the sound of an alarm. After that you are hearing a number of sounds. Milkman reaches you, or train goes, or buses running, and different types of vehicles and different types of sound, mobile phone ringing, or sound of TV, sound of refrigerator, or sound of radio, or different types of sound you are hearing. Or when you are in the school, you are hearing the sound of bell, or you are hearing the sound of teachers, or they are taking the classes. Different varieties, wide varieties of sound we are hearing. Am I correct? So morning to night, that means from the bed to the bed, we are hearing different types of sound. Every time how you think how the sound is produced, we can say that sound is produced by the vibration of objects, or when the objects are vibrating, sound is produced. Let us understand it through some examples. Very easy example. Let's take a plastic scale or plastic ruler. You can take one end of the plastic ruler, we can fix at the end of the desk or at the end of the table. So listen, one end of the scale is fixed at the table with your hands, with your palm, and other end you have to pluck it. When you pluck it, what happens? We can see that the other end, that means the free end of the ruler or scale, it vibrates. As it vibrates, it produces a sound. And when you touch it, you can see that there will be vibration. And once the vibration is stopped, listen to the sound. Can we hear any sound? No, we cannot hear the sound. So the vibrating scale produces sound, but once the vibration is stopped, there is no sound. So we can say that vibration produces sound. Another one, we can take a rubber string. Let's take a rubber string. Fix one end of the rubber string to a wall. One end of the rubber string is fixed up. Other end we have to stretch it, and after stretching one end, just with the other hand pluck it. Then there also we can see the vibration of a rubber string. As the rubber string vibrates, we can hear a sound too. Am I correct? So we can say that these vibrating objects can produce sound. Let's take the example of a tuning fork. Tuning fork, have you seen tuning fork? It is a apparatus using in the physics lab. Tuning fork, it will be like this. Here there will be a handle. This part is known as stem of the tuning fork, and here this part are known as prongs. So in the prongs we can hit it with a rubber hammer, with the help of a rubber hammer. When we hit the tuning fork, prongs of the tuning fork with the help of a rubber hammer, we can see that it produces sound, or it vibrates, and that vibration produces sound. If we cannot hear the sound well, just bring the prongs near your ears, then we will be able to hear the sound, and it vibrates. If we want to check whether it vibrates or not, just we have to take this tuning fork and just insert into the water. When we insert the vibrating tuning fork into the water, what we can see? We can see that due to the vibration of the tuning fork, the waves are produced in the water, or we can say that water waves are produced. So as the water waves are produced, we can clearly understand that there was the vibration of tuning fork. So from this all, we came to know that vibrating objects produces sound, or vibration of objects create sound. Very easy one example is there. With your finger we can touch the throat region, and after that you can produce a sound. Let us speak something, or you can recite an alphabet. When you recite the alphabet, what we will feel? We will feel the vibration. We will feel the vibration. So due to the vibration of this vocal cord here, or we can feel the vibration. So we can say that all the vibrating bodies, they produce sound. Or even the school bell, when the school bell rings, just you touch that bell, what do you feel? You will feel the vibration. Or even the bicycle bell, when it produces the sound, just you touch on the bell, you will feel the vibration. So from this all the day-to-day examples, we can say that all the vibrating bodies can produce sound, or we can say that vibration are the cause of sound. What is the cause of sound? Vibration are the cause of sound. The reason for producing sound is vibration. Vibration can produce sound. Hope you have understood this. Now let us learn how sound is produced in human beings. Okay, we have learned that when we touch the throat region, we will feel vibration and sound is produced, right? So now we can see what is the mechanism behind the production of sound in human beings. I have written here the points. So in human beings, sound is produced by the voice box or larynx. So larynx or voice box, that is responsible for the production of sound in human beings. So the word larynx or voice box, you may remember in connection with the respiratory organs in human beings. In related to respiration, you might have learned the larynx. Where is larynx present? Larynx is present in the upper end of the windpipe. Windpipe is situated below the throat region, and at the upper end of the windpipe, what we can see? We can see the larynx or voice box. Remember, voice box or larynx is situated in the upper part of the windpipe. And the two vocal cords are stretched across the voice box or larynx in such a way that they leaves a narrow slit. So above this larynx, what is kept? There will be a pair of membranes are stretched. Two vocal cords are stretched above the larynx. Okay, two vocal cords are stretched above the larynx. They are stretched in such a way that there is a narrow silt is formed, or by leaving a narrow silt between the cords, between the vocal cords, they are arranged. Silt means a small passage, a small hole. It is kept between the vocal cords. So why that is kept between the vocal cords? Just to the passage of air. Just for passing the air, a narrow silt is kept between the vocal cords. Okay, a pair of vocal cords or two vocal cords are stretched above the larynx by leaving a small silt. Air passes through the silt. So air passes through the silt. When air is passed out from the lungs, we will inhale the air, and the air is expelled out from the lungs. It passes through the silt. It passes through this silt and it produces different sound. And one more thing you have to notice, that how the vocal cords are stretched depends on that different sounds will be produced, and also how much air is passed through that silt depends on that also different sound will be produced. Hope you have understood. So as the air passes through the silt, different sounds are produced. That different sounds, that it depends upon the amount of air passing through the silt and the stretch of the vocal cords. So this is the mechanism of production of sound in human beings. To understand it clearly, very easy example. You can take two rubber strips. We can take two rubber strips. Rubber strips easily we can get it from the two broken out balloons. Take the piece of two broken out balloons and keep one above the other. So we got two rubber strips and blow air through it. Bring the two pieces of balloon and blow air through it. Then what you hear? You will hear the sound. And once you stretch the rubber pieces and blow the air, and loosen it and blow the air. In both cases you will hear the different types of sound. So through this way the sound is produced in human beings also. How? As the air passes through the vocal cords, the different sound it will be produced. This is the easy example to understand the mechanism of sound production in human beings.